Hello, Nicole Stackline here, technical agronomist for DeKalb and Asgrow in Northeast Iowa, and I'm out on this beautiful day evaluating plots. Like always, instead of just walking through, I'm digging around as much as possible, and that's when I started noticing some variations in seeding depth. So I've got this plant here that was planted at 2 inches. This plant was in there about 3/4 of an inch, a little more. And this little guy here was just kind of scratched in at 1/4 of an inch. So I think we all know that if this plant were to make it, it's just going to be a weed. It's not going to contribute to our yield. So these two seedlings here, they're both coming onto V3. Just walking through the field, they don't look any different until you start digging deeper. So different planting depths. What does that mean for the crop for these two plants going forward? So we've got this one here. When a corn plant initiates germination, it'll throw off the radical root, and then it'll start shooting the coleoptile, that protected shoot, up to the surface. Now a corn plant knows when it's getting close to the soil surface because it can start sensing sunlight. And when that happens, it's usually about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch from the soil surface. And when that happens, it switches the hormones from the coleoptile and the mesocotyl, and it tells the mesocotyl to stop growing. And this is where that corn plant is going to set its nodal root system. And the nodal root system is the primary carrier of water and nutrients to this plant. And if it's too close to the surface, such as when you plant too shallow, then that nodal root system is very close to the surface. And if you have dry conditions, very hot conditions, or make an application of a herbicide that could mess with the root development, such as a growth inhibitor, it can slow this plant down or even kill it. So the difference between different planting depths: this one is going to have a more stable nodal root system that is anchored deeper in the soil, and this one here, you can see that the mesocotyl barely had any time to elongate before it had to start shooting out the nodal root systems. This one is going to need perfect weather conditions going forward to be as stable and as vigorous as this plant here. So that's just a couple minutes on how seeding depth affects our plants.